Officer, I was wondering if you had a pre-filled out form that I could get for open records request, Public Information Act.
Oh, you will have to come to the office that is next to my window.
Okay.
And make that request there.
Okay. In that case, but they're obviously closed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can record here.
Sure.
And we show you the times. You will make the request.
Okay.
They work Monday. Not Saturday, not Sunday, closing the holidays.
Sure.
Okay?
I
They got the schedules ready.
I appreciate that, officer. Since they happen to be closed right now, do you guys happen to have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen I could borrow so that I could just handwrite something?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And you want a piece of paper?
Yes. I do appreciate that. You don't happen to have an 8x11 piece of paper, do you?
No.
Okay.
That's what we use.
I'll just have to use this then.
Yes.
I'm on the sidewalk.
Get off
I
my
haven't
scene.
done anything
Get
wrong.
No, you
I'm
are.
on the sidewalk.
I already told you, stay away from my scene.
You
You're
want me
too
to
close.
step?
I want you to go by your truck.
My
That's what I
truck?
want you
That's
to
not
do.
my truck.
Whoever that is, I want you to go stand over there. Get away
I'll
from my
stand
scene.
right there. I'll
Get away
stand
from
right
my
there.
scene.
You walked
Get
up to
away
me.
from my scene.
You walked up
Get
to
away
me.
from my scene. Okay? You know you're going to be in violation. Interfering with my
I'm not
investigation.
violating because I'm not in your way. Go do your job. Go do your job.
Why don't you get a job?
I'm doing my job.
Get a job. Okay?
Tyrants, man. You
That's
see how
what
this
we're
is?
doing what here?
Hey, look,
That's what
everybody.
we're
See, this
doing
is
what?
exactly what we're talking about. Tyrants. They can't. They want to violate people's rights.
Get a real job.
In almost 4 decades, the city of Odem is getting its own police force. The city council approved the milestone just this month. Our Taylor Alanis joins us live from Odem. And Taylor, they've already hired a police chief.
Yes, Mackenzie, Joe, they sure have. And this building is where the new Odem Police Department will be. It's actually the municipal court building that was built earlier this year in April. They're going to be sharing this building together. And the force will be a police chief, 2 officers, and a police clerk. And city officials say it may be small, but it's much needed. Odem. It's a city with a population of a little over 2,800 people.
This town's a real quiet town, but too much traffic.
We have 27,000 vehicles that pass here through in one day.
City council members say drivers aren't slowing down because there's not enough police presence to stop them. But that's all about to change.
Odom has not had a police department to call our own. That's a big milestone that we're accomplishing.
City council members say back in the 70s they had a city marshal, but since then they have either contracted police from the city of Sinton or San Patricio County.
They can say, you know what, I need help. And they have somebody that can probably react a lot faster on time because they're not tied up somewhere else.
Their current contract with the county was about to expire.
We are spending the same amount of money that we're spending to contract the law enforcement from the county right now. It's going to cost us the same amount to have our own.
Although the city is not ready to release his name yet, we are told the new chief was working in code enforcement and was hired from within.
We'll get equipment. We're going to start ordering equipment and doing everything now. But it's not all going to be all at once, all 260,000 gone. No, it's going to be step by step.
Residents say besides controlling traffic, protecting their children needs to be a priority.
I'm excited because being a small community, there's a lot of kids, a lot of enforcement that needs to be enforced, like this curfews.
And Mayor Billy Huerta did say that that new police chief will start October 1st, and then the chief will apply for a license with the state that will allow them to establish the police department here officially. So that will be happening soon. They think that permit, that licensing process may take 3 to 4 months. For now, live in Odom, Taylor Alanis, 3 News.
I'm fine. You don't have to record.
Sir, can you just be way over there? I'm doing a
Texas Penal Code 38.15. The legislature never said anything about proximity. I have a legal right to stand here. Back to work, sir.
But I don't want to be recorded.
You don't have a legal right to demand that.
Isn't there like a law that says you can't?
Unfortunately not. The First Amendment allows me to record. It's nothing personal. You're a criminal suspect. He's doing an investigation.
Keep testing us, man. We already told you. Back up.
I'm not testing.
We've already told you. We've already told you to back up. Back up.
I'm not even.
Okay, back up. Back up. Did we not just tell you to back up?
I'm at where you told
so
me.
So you keep testing us. You keep coming and
No,
coming
I'm not
forward.
testing you.
Then stop. Stay where you're at over there and just stay there. You can go around this way.
I really wasn't
to a
trying
certain
to mess
degree.
with you. I was aware.
No. You are, because you keep inching your way over here once again.
No,
my partner's
I just
already
turned a little
told
bit.
you.
I didn't.
No, you're still over here. Stay over there.
This is where he told me to go. I'm following your instructions, which aren't even legal.
Hello. I'm the one that sent the email about the open records request,
Okay.
and then it got denied.
Okay.
That didn't sound good. But yeah, I was told over the phone that it was denied because it wasn't filled out properly.
Right. They sent me that little email. Then did you get my email that I had sent you? It said that it was not complete. I don't know.
Correct.
If you can.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It said it wasn't complete.
Right.
And then over the phone, I think we had discussed that it needed to be signed. It needed to be.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's an open records request under Texas Code, Texas Government Code 524. I don't have to provide my information to obtain the information. So with the information I put on there, I could put a fake name for for everybody, and it wouldn't matter.
Hi, sir.
Hello, officer.
Hi, how you doing?
I have my records request ready.
Okay. Where is this? Officer's Capital Texas request. Yes. I request any DVD written policies or guidelines regarding. Okay, yes, those they can be. I can provide you those. You need to go to the Public Information Office.
No, sir, you're incorrect.
I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I know that there's 10,000 laws, and I don't mean for you to memorize each one, but the law allows me to create this document, present it to you, and then you, on behalf of the police department, you have to route it through the whatever channels you have and try to find me these records. Not you personally, but now that I've given this to you, this is a legal document, and these are the records I'm requesting.
Yeah, I don't release any records.
No, I know that, but you work for the El Paso Police Department.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so this is a legal document. These are the records I'm requesting.
It is a. That's not a legal document. What do you mean?
Well, this, even though it's a sticky note, it's in writing, and I'm requesting records under Chapter 552 of the Government Code.
Oh yes, you can get that from from any library.
Get what from a library?
The record.
No. I'm asking for records from this police department.
From my police department? Yeah, my Public Information Office.
No, sir, that's not how the law works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I have a video I could show you if you'd like to.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the background. A couple of these sections are so important that we're actually going to look at the text directly. And then as we go, we're going to apply that text to a handful of examples so that you can see not only how to identify a request, what the request covers, but then also what to really be looking for as far as your procedures and how to make sure that you're properly handling that request. So first, under section 552.001, the entire Public Information Act is contained in Chapter 552 of the Government Code, and Section 001 is the very first section, and it starts off with a policy statement. And I'm just going to read it for you because it's really how important it is, and it's the fundamental section for the entire Act. So, under the fundamental philosophy of the American constitutional form of representative government that adheres to the principle that government is the servant and not the master of the people, it is the policy of this state that each person is entitled, unless otherwise expressly provided by law, at all times to complete information about the affairs of government and the official acts of public officials and employees. The provisions of this chapter shall be liberally construed to implement this policy. In case there was any question about how the Act should be construed, they repeat it again in the very next subsection. This chapter shall be liberally construed in favor of granting a request for information. So whenever we see a request come in, we're going to start off with the feeling that's contained in this section, that is the public information, the information that's responsive to the request is public, that it needs to be released unless there's an exception that covers it. So that's really important. That's what you start off with any request, is that the information that's responsive to this request is open to the public unless there's an exception that applies.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off of what our legal department told us. And
is your legal department here? Is there a way I could talk to them?
Right now, no.
Yes.
It's our own city attorney and all that. But yeah, that's who we have to submit all our documents for open records for something big like that.
Made a phone call on November 12th, 2020 to get the open records for authority check Corpus.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yes,
You're okay.
I appreciate that. Are you a police officer or a civilian employee? Or
Yeah, I'm a civilian. How can I help you?
actually, I was calling about a open records request.
Okay.
I've tried submitting it by email, but nobody's responded, and there's just the only message I've received is something that says that the message has been truncated or not received. Basically, it looks like the computer system is not accepting it.
Okay. It could be something that is detecting something maybe, and it's blocking it. Could you mail it? Can you mail it in, or can you drop it off? Is there...
I live very far away. I live in El Paso, so, I can't drop it off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, email is a accepted method of submission according to the Attorney General, so I felt that shouldn't be a problem.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's detecting something that it's blocking it. I don't know why it would do that, but what type of records are you requesting?
I'm requesting records about a particular traffic stop that happened back on late September. Let me get the exact date here. Hold on. Yeah, back on, I'm sorry, it was in late August of this year.
Okay.
And it involved, I know that your police station is very small, there's a female sergeant, and she had done a traffic stop on a large Ford crew cab. I don't know if it was diesel or gasoline, but it was very big, and it was towing an RV. And she did a traffic stop in late August of this year at the Odem Donuts at 602. Yeah, at 602 Voss Avenue. And I got the exact date here. It was August 25th, 2020.
Okay.
and I emailed my request, which obviously you guys apparently haven't received, but I submitted my request on September 3rd, and nobody emailed me back, so I'm still trying to get a response to my records request regarding this traffic stop, which occurred on August 25th, 2020 at the Odom zone.
Okay. Right. Is there any way that you can try to resubmit it again? Maybe I'll get it. I'm not too sure unless it's going somewhere else. But try sending it again. Put all your information on there. Were you part of that? Were you a part of that traffic stop?
No.
Okay. Make sure you include that on there as well. Because usually whenever it comes to anything like that, it goes through our legal department. So that way they can tell me yes or no if it is releasable. Usually the ones that can get it are the ones that are interaction with the officers at that time, because they talk and, you know what I mean? It's like that specific traffic stop that they can get it upon the discovery of if they want to fight a citation or anything like that. So usually with that, they have to request it if they choose to, but that's part of the whole discovery upon them coming to court for any citation.
And that's fine.
So,
but the thing is that that's distinct and separate from my open records request. My open records request, if there is any reason that the government of Odom City, Texas, wants to deny my request, that has to be put in writing, and whatever whatever explanation you guys have as to why I can't receive records, it needs to be put in writing and submitted to me, preferably by email, as to why I can't receive the records.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Like I said, it'll go through our legal department, but I need that form. I need that form to start the process for legal to start looking at it.
Because I'm
the open records.
Maybe there's a different email that you guys have. The two email addresses I sent my request to back on September 3rd was info@cityofodomtexas.com and at pd@cityofodomtexas.com.
Okay, info, I don't know where that one came from, but that one's not a valid email. PD, that's probably where it probably denied it for some reason, but send it to my email. Let me give you my email.
All right.
It might, hopefully it goes through, I'm not too sure, but we can try. My email is going to be my first name, Isabel, ISABEL, @cityofodom.com. But just make sure you put everything on there. Make sure it has all your contact information, your phone number, and everything.
No, everything's right here. Everything's right here. I've got good Wi-Fi right now. I'm sitting in my house. I got a good Wi-Fi connection. I'm going to send it right now. So if you're at your computer or at your phone, you can just tell me.
Okay, so that's the background on what the Act covers and who falls under and is required to respond to Public Information Act requests. Now we want to look at what is a Public Information Act request. It's really important that every member of your governmental body knows how to identify a Public Information Act request. We're going to talk about how Public Information Act requests can be received in a moment. So what are the limits of a Public Information Act request? There are not very many of them. The first is that it must be in writing. That's easy. The second is that it must ask for information that is in existence at the time the request is received. So take from that, you're not required to create new records in response to a Public Information Act request. You can. It often is beneficial to requesters to do that, and it can make it easier for your governmental body to do it, but you are not required to create new records. There's no requirement to answer questions. So if an entity asks you a question, you're not required to respond to it. You're only required to make a good faith effort to relate that question to records that you maintain. And there is no requirement to perform legal research. So you're not required to receive a Public Information Act request, forward it to your legal department for them to provide an answer or legal research on. So those are the limitations on what you're not required to do under the Public Information Act. That's about it. There are no magic words required. They do not have to say this is a Public Information Act request. They do not have to refer to the government code. All that they have to do is submit something in writing that asks for information. It can be typed or handwritten. We've seen them in all forms. Email is the most common now. but we're still seeing them come in written on a napkin. And you cannot require the use of a specific form to submit a request. However, it's very important to note that you can recommend and provide a form. Many requesters do not submit public information act requests very often, and so they are very appreciative when a form is provided, and it can help you and it can help them. For example, when requesters submit something in hard copy, they may not provide you with a phone number, or they may not provide you with an address. And that type of contact information is really critical for working with requesters on getting them the records promptly. So it's a good idea to have a form, but you are not permitted to require the use of the form. A requester can submit a request in any form as long as it is in writing.